Hello, good
Uh,
evening.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Ma.
Good evening.
Um, we are welcome this evening to a Career Prospect webinar. Hope we had a great day.
Yes, we are.
Okay, so a quick one. I'll just give a brief announcement before we start. Okay, so my name is Nkechi. Okay, so my name is Nkechi Olowosoke. I'm the facilitator of this program, and yes, we have today we have four speakers, and we have from education, from management science, and from STEM, and from leadership. And so, yes, so in order for us to enjoy this meeting, we have some rules. And the first rule is that while our speakers are speaking, all mics should be mute. And then secondly, there will be no question until after the speaker has finished speaking. And so if you have a question, you don't directly unmute yourself. You can signify by raising up your hands, and then I would allow you to speak. And then thirdly, every session is important. You don't log out because the person speaking is not from your field. No information is wasted. And then lastly, yes, you can take notes so that you can enjoy and get information that would be need that will help you in your career while you progress as a student. And yes, thank you. So I'm just going to do a brief introduction of B.khrease Academic Consult. B.khrease Academic Consult started officially in 2018 as an organization that provides students with a satisfying network of academic projects, links to experts, mentors, and technicians for wet and dry lab procedures, and assistance in certified laboratory thesis, consultancy, project development, and execution via collaboration with many other related skills in demand services. At the moment, this mandate has expanded to hosting yearly trainings for undergraduates and student researchers on preparedness strategy for opportunities in research, academics, and businesses. Our vision. Our vision is to accelerate the landscape of undergraduate participation in research output in Nigeria and beyond. Our mission. We strive to provide the resources and technical know-how to nurture a learned skills in demand through networking, mentorship, and collaborations. Our everyday duties and services at B.khrease Academic Consult is providing all our students with a satisfying network, links to experts, mentors, and technicians for wet and dry lab procedures assistance in certified laboratories, thesis consultancy, project development, and execution. We also engage in collaborations with many other organizations to train students in related skills in demand services at ease. At B.khrease Academic Consults, BOLD, BOLD is our core value with acronym that stands for believe, overcome, lead, and deliver for our students. This is clarified further below. B. Believe in your inherent and learned crafts. Overcome any obstacle along the path to your success. lead the next generation of scientists with shared motives. D, deliver and maintain a legacy for sustainable research practices. And so we have team members who have been at the background working for B.khrease Academic Consult. And then we have Mr. Christopher B. Oloshoke, who is our founder and team lead. We have Prosper Obed Chukemeka, who is our research writing coordinator. We have Tope Ibrahim Ibesomi, who is our program operation coordinator. We have Mr. Victor Omoboyede, who is our research and laboratory network manager. We have Rich Moibe, who is our peer mentor lead. And we have Nkechi Elizabeth Oloshoke, who is our resource manager. We have Benson Okore, who is our media and communication manager. And we have Jacob Leonard, who is our partnership and impact manager. Okay, yes, I guess we are all ready and set for our first speaker. But before we call on our first speaker for tonight, I'm just going to I'm just going to read his profile and then he would come up to speak. Siri, our first speaker is Siri Onyeogo. Siri Onyeogo is a passionate educator dedicated to shaping young minds and inspiring the next generation of teachers. He graduated from the University of Benin with a bachelor's degree in social studies education from the Faculty of Education. Cyril is currently pursuing a Master of Teaching Early Childhood and Primary Education at the prestigious Australian Catholic University, where he continues to deepen his knowledge in inclusive, concept-based, and evidence-informed teaching practices. Before moving to Australia, Siri gained valuable classroom experience in both primary and secondary schools in Nigeria, where he worked closely with learners of diverse backgrounds. These experiences strengthened his belief that every child's potential unfolds fully when they encounter the right teacher. As an advocate for teachers' development and global career readiness, Cyril is passionate about helping undergraduates see education as both a local responsibility and a global opportunity. He believes in empowering future educators to view teaching not just as a profession, but as a powerful tool for transformation and lifelong impacts. Mr. Cyril Onyogo, we welcome you to speak. Thank you.
Right, thank you so much, Elizabeth. And yeah, thank you, everyone. How are we doing? The house is it's really cold. I hope we're all doing well.
Yes, we are
Yes,
doing
Can you
sir.
well.
hear? Okay, okay. So good evening, everybody. And yeah, I'm delighted to be part of this important conversation. I'll just try and share my screen. Just give me a minute. Uh, sorry, just give me a minute. Yeah, okay. Please give me a minute. I'm just trying to see if I can share. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
I cannot see it. So just give me a minute. Can you see it now? Can you see my screen? Sorry.
Not yet.
Still not showing.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, just give me a sec. And it's showing sharing here. I don't know why it's not visible. Yeah, let me try one more time. Is it visible now?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Just see if I can get a full screen. Okay. Can you see a full screen of what I'm sharing?
We can see the screen with the
Okay.
slide underneath it. So it's not yet a full screen yet. But it's good. You can go ahead. We can see the screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'll just see if I can.
Okay.
Is it a full screen now?
Not yet, but the screen is visible.
Okay. I'll just keep talking while I see if I can can it. So, good evening, everybody. And yeah, I just wanted to know how many of us are education students or teachers in the making. Anyone here, so that I will know my audience. I know it's for everybody, but so that I just know my target audience. Do we have any teacher or anyone in the line of teaching in our midst here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm a
Oh.
teacher too. Yes,
All
sir.
right. Yeah, I think all of us. Okay. So yeah, so I'm delighted to be part of this important conversation on career readiness. And I want to thank the organizers. I think I have just about 10 to 15 minutes, so I will try and be fast. So I want to thank the organizers, B.khrease Academic Consult and IBMT Bioinformatics for creating this platform. And yeah, and as a teacher and education advocate, my role is to speak directly to those of you who are studying education and our future teachers. And the team reminds us that career readiness does not begin after graduation or when we start applying for jobs. So career readiness begins while you are still in school, when you are still taking your lectures, going on placement or IT or teaching practice, depending on how we refer to it in our various locations, and building our various experience. Just give me a minute. Let me see if I can change my slide. Is the slide still visible? Sorry, just want to confirm that.
Yes,
Okay.
still visible.
Still visible. Okay. I can see from this end. Just give me a minute. Sorry. Okay. Just give me a sec. Just give me 1 minute. All right. Just sorry. Stop sharing. Okay. I don't know, I'm not having a full screen, but I think I'll just go ahead like that. Yeah, I don't know why it's not coming up. Okay, and yeah, so I'll just right. Okay, so um, so like I said before, move to the next slide. So I'm going to focus more on education as a career for readiness, and we're preparing teachers for the future for global opportunities before graduation. And teaching is more than a profession, as we all know. I believe it is a calling, a responsibility, and a career of impact. I know most people don't want to be teachers. Maybe I know there are some major reasons why we don't want to be teachers, but for me, I believe teaching is very important and it is something that we should embrace and we shouldn't shy away from. Because teachers, they shape minds, influence generations, and literally build the future of the society. But beyond the classroom, education is a feed. As a feed opens many doors. With a degree in education, there are a lot of things that we can actually do. I don't know if you can hear me. Hello, can you
Yes,
hear me,
sir.
everybody?
Hear you.
Okay, okay. So I will just quickly take this. So, like I said, teaching is more than a profession. It is a calling and responsibility. And it is very impactful, very, very impactful. So in education, many undergraduates wait until their final year to think about careers, but readiness starts before the resume, before the job application. It begins while you are still in school. And that is very, very, something that is very important that we should always be aware of. Then what kind of a teacher, just like some big questions that I just want to ask some of us that are in the field of education or that wants to be teachers. What kind of a teacher would you like to be? What legacy do you want to leave in the hearts of your students? Then lastly, long after lessons are forgotten, how do you want to be remembered? Teaching may not make us the richest people on earth, but it makes us wealthy in terms of impact. And that is just a food for thought that I want us to be conscious of. And most of us are going to ask, as a teacher, this is one of the questions I actually struggled with while I was an undergraduate. Where can I work? It's just like a doctor asking himself, where can I work? And I believe the answer is obvious. As a doctor, you are going to work in a hospital. But as a teacher, let's see the various opportunities that are available or that are available for teachers. And teaching as a career of impact, education graduates can work in a school, a primary school, in a secondary school, special education, early childhood and education centers, higher education. You can be a lecturer, you can work in a graduate school, you can work in terms of education policy, curriculum development, NGOs, and the latest one that is in vogue, the EdTech. Is another area that we can also explore. Then training and professional development. Then global opportunities, which is one area we're going to talk on. Teaching abroad, online tutoring, and exchange program. These are some areas that we can actually explore as teachers. Then in terms of global demand for teachers, these are countries, although there are more countries, but these are just the few ones I was able to highlight. We have Australia, we have United Kingdom, we have United States of America. So these countries are actually in need of teachers. And I'm currently studying here, and yeah, studying teaching, Masters of Teaching in Early Childhood and Primary Education. And I can tell you for a truth that these countries are in need of teachers. They are in need of teachers. So I don't want to. I want us to look beyond our local environment. oh, if I become a teacher in Ghana, if I become a teacher in Nigeria, the pay is going to be this, the pay is going to be this. I don't want to be a teacher. But if we look beyond where we are now and explore other countries, we'll find that there are a lot of opportunities that we can actually explore if we put in the effort to become teachers. So these are countries we're going to explore, and I just placed a link here. If you want to explore in terms of their salary, how much they are being paid, you can actually explore these websites. It really gives us an information on how the various country pays their teachers. And yeah, one thing I'm going to emphasize is start early. Opportunities as student teachers, start early. In terms of your placement, you might call it teaching practice. Treat it as your first job. That is your first job. Arrive on time, take initiative, and build your references. So don't wait till you graduate before you start doing what you are supposed to do. It actually starts while you are in school. Anything you are going to do, start doing it while you are in school. Build that resume while you are still in school. Take your placement as your first job. It might be IT. I don't know. I just want to be more. I'm trying to use the terms here. Take your placement serious, your IT serious. Treat them as your first job. Then you can also volunteer. Very, very important. Community volunteering, children's club, literacy program. These are areas we can actually explore. Then you can also join networks of associations, teachers associations, educational conferences, and online forums. Just make sure you explore these areas. Build your resume while you are still in school. Understand? I don't think there's anything wrong if you start building your resume now. If you don't have a resume, there's one thing I want you to take out of this webinar is to start building your resume. Start doing that. Start writing it immediately. Then there's also skill development in terms of digital literacy, classroom management, inclusive education, and assessment skills. So these are areas you can explore. These are areas you can explore. Every practicum, every project, every presentation is a rehearsal for your teaching career. So explore this area, especially EdTech. I would like you to always invest on that. It's very, very important. And yeah, now I've touched a little on this, building your CV while in school. Start building your CV. I know that speakers are going to touch on this, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Start building your CV while you're in school. The little things you are doing, put them down. Because I remember after I graduated, I was like, did I do this when I was in school? Did I do that? Did I do this? Most of it I couldn't remember. I was trying to trace the date I did that. If you start writing them now, any little thing you do, put it down, put it in your resume. I did this while I was undergraduate, I did this. Because most of them, if you wait till you graduate, you might not remember most of the steps. So start putting them down, put them down. Don't say, I'm going to remember, put it down, put it down. So capture experience beyond grades. Learning, if you're a teacher, which I'm obviously speaking to, so your lesson plan, put them down. Don't say, I don't need them. Put your lessons plans down. Make sure you have them. Your classroom management experience, note them. Involve in campus teaching, mentorship program, short courses, you can take them online. Then keep a portfolio, digital or hard copy. Employers and graduate schools love evidence of practice. So please, let's be aware of that. And I'll just move to the next, graduate school or workplace. Some of us might want to go into the field of, you want to go into the workplace. You want to be in the industry. Some of us want to be in the academic line. So please know your part and start pursuing it now. So if you are going for the graduate part, you might have to invest more on research projects. You're going to have like a strong GPA because you might need that. In case you are going for a scholarship, you want a scholarship, you might need to have a strong GPA. You can have mentorship relationship or mentor relationship and conference presentation. Opportunities in educational leadership, curriculum design, and educational psychology. So these are areas that we should explore. Make sure if you want to be a lecturer or you want to go into the field of research, I will advise you take this part serious. Then in terms of those of us that actually want to be in the industry, you want to work in the workforce pathway, so build confidence with internship and your placement, your IT, make sure you take those aspects seriously. Then transferable skills like communication, leadership, and problem solving. Also take those areas serious. And lastly, explore private and international schools, NGOs, and EdTech. Gain experience from these areas. And, so mentorship in education. So identify lecturer. There are lecturers in your school that are good. They can really help you out. Identify those lecturers that can help you. If you want to go into research, there are lecturers there that are into research. Identify them and let them mentor you on how to do a good research. Let them help you out on how to do a good research. Your senior teachers, you already work, some of us may already be in school. Identify senior teachers and they can guide you in building a career in that part. Or educational leaders as mentors. Mentors provide guidance on navigating both research and teaching practice. So please identify them and work with them. In teaching, you never work alone. Someone has already worked in the part you are about to start. So identify them and work with them. Sorry, I'm trying to hurry up. I'll take the, yeah. So your degree is the foundation, but your readiness is a launch pad. Your degree is the foundation, but your readiness is the launch pad. So what is going to launch you out to the world is your readiness, and it starts now, not after you graduate. So don't wait until your final year. Start building experience now. Network and work on your CV now. These are areas we should start working on now. And the final thought, education is the seedbed for career success. What you plant and water during your undergraduate years will be what you will harvest in your teaching career. So please, let's start investing now. Don't start late. Don't start late. There are a lot of opportunities in the world. The world needs teachers because we have shortage of teachers in the world. People don't want to become teachers. And try to explore countries. Look beyond your local environment. Look beyond. That is one advice I would give you. Yeah, I know most of us, we didn't apply for teaching. We just found ourselves in the teaching line. And yeah, and because of that, we don't want to give it our best. We feel that there is nothing in it for us. But I tell you, there is something. So while I was in Nigeria, I was thinking, oh, teaching, why is it like this? But when I came here, I was like, you are like proud to tell people that you are studying teaching in this country, in Australia. It's like something you are proud of it. How you are studying teaching is like telling somebody you are studying the way you hype medicine, law, and all these courses. So by the time you say you are studying teaching, you are studying teaching. So it just goes that way. So it just depends on your environment, how your environment appreciate what you are doing. But in Western countries, I tell you, they appreciate teachers, and people are proud to be teachers in Western countries. So don't put yourself in the bus. Think be above the bus. So think out of the bus. You understand? So that is the advice I have for every one of us. Think outside the bus. Explore other. Start building your CV now. All the experience you are having, note them down. Explore a lot of areas. And if you do that, I'll tell you the sky will just be not just your limit, it will be your starting point. So start investing in your future now. And yeah, I don't want to take too much of our time. I think I've taken enough already. And I think I'll stop here. If there are questions, probably I'll come back later to clarify those areas. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Oh, that was very informative. Thank you, Mr. Cyril. And yes, I'm just going to read out few nuggets I took down on my notes. He said, look beyond your local environment. That's very profound. Look beyond your local environment. Don't say, I'm in Nigeria, I'm in Ogun State, I'm in the village. No, you look beyond your local environment. There are opportunities everywhere. That's one child that you're intentional about might just be your gateway to something big. Look beyond the environment. It's a teach for impact. Focus should not just be on how much they are paying you. teach for impact. So the reason why you're a teacher is because you want to teach and change the life of somebody. So first thing that comes first is impact. Yeah. And then he said, start early. Treat your internship as your first job. While you're in school, I think 200 or 300 level, students usually go for I think they call it teaching practice, TP. Yes, that's TP that you are doing. Treat it as your first job. Don't say, oh, they are not paying me. The students are not respectful, and so you don't have to do what you like. You have to be intentional about what you do because they are watching you. One reference can turn your life around. Yeah. And they said it starts while you were in school. Everything. Can you mute, please?
Where is the noise coming from? Sorry.
Sorry,
Okay.
please go ahead.
Okay. And it starts while you are in school. And so while you are in school, there are so many opportunities you have as a student to build your skills. And then one thing I know very well is that there are usually free programs, that you can attend, free workshop as a teacher that you can attend while you are in school to help you, build your skills. He also talked about put everything you do on your resume. Yes, maybe during holiday, you went to teach in the school close to your house, put that on your resume. Probably, maybe while you were in school, you attended a conference and then they handed you a certificate of participation, put it on your CV. Everything matters in as much as you are doing the right thing to make yourself visible. Everything matters. You put yourself out there by putting everything you do on your CV. Also, he said capture experience beyond grades. So while you're in school, it's not just about I want to be a first class student and then you leave everything aside. No, you don't have to leave everything aside. Everything that you're putting together works together with the first class because I mean, as a matter of fact, good grades are very okay. Good grades is excellent, but then you should, capture your experience when you're in school beyond your grades. So you shouldn't be a first class student without skills. You shouldn't be a first class student without, as a teacher, you shouldn't be a first class student without skills on how to manage a classroom. So if all you know is Edu 111, Edu 555, Edu 312, no, that's not enough. You should know how to, manage your student while you're in class. Your student came to the class crying or your student came to the class angry. What can you do to help that student learn that day? Those things are very important. Yes. And he also talked about get involved in school activities that will build your skills. Back then when I was in school, there was this club, they call it JCI. You know, it might not be for you as a teacher. There are several others that can be for you as a teacher while you're in school. So those are things that we can involve in, to help us gain skills while we are in school. Once again, Mr. Siri, thank you. We really appreciate you for this very informative session. And yes, I
Thank
think
you.
somebody has a question. Yeah. Okay, so if you have a question, you can unmute yourself and speak.
I think because of our time, we can move to the next speaker.
Yeah,
So
can
they
take
can
Okay.
ask at the end of the day. Thank you.
Okay. All right. I'll just move on to the next speaker for today. So our next speaker for today is Bridget Andofo. Okay, so Bridget Andofo is a licensed diagnostic radiographer with a strong interest in forensic imaging and STEM education. She obtained her undergraduate degree in diagnostic radiography from the University of Ghana, where she also completed her clinical internship at the Cole Bull Teaching Hospital and the University of Ghana Medical Center, I beg your pardon. Her undergraduate thesis, Forensic Radiography and the Experiences of Ghana Radiographers, has been published and contribute to the growing body of research exploring the intersection of medical imaging and forensic science in Ghana. Bridget is passionate about advancing the feasibility of STEM career and empowering students to bridge the gap between academic training and real-world application. Her current interests include medical imaging education, forensic applications of radiography, and strategies for professional development among emerging radiographers. Today, she shares insights from her academic and professional journey to help students identify practical strategies to prepare for the real world of work and opportunity. Let's give it up for Bridget Anderful. You have the stage, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening,
So,
Bridget.
I'm really excited to be here with you all, even though it's through our screens. So before I begin, let me share my screen. Okay. Please, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so before the start of my presentation, I want to ask one question that is very important. So the question is, when does career readiness really begin? Well, I know most of us will say it begins after graduation or probably when we land our first job. But the truth is, career readiness begins whilst we are in the university. That is now. That is when we start building the skill, the networks, and professional habits that will shape our professional future. So I'm going to talk about STEM, careers in STEM, and how we as undergraduates can prepare for real world working experience. So let's start first with understanding what STEM is. So STEM could be defined as an applied problem-solving approach that utilizes evidence, tools, and quantitative thinking to create solutions that change people's lives. So anytime we use our phones, probably get an X-ray or scan done at a hospital, or even order a food online, we are witnessing STEM in action. So STEM isn't just about four letters, that is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. It is the reason why our world keeps advancing. And these four fields of STEM, that is the science, technology, mathematics, and engineering, they correlate and intersect to solve real life problems. So, for instance, scientists ask questions to understand things, then technologists build tools, engineers design systems, and mathematics brings about logic and precision. And together, these four fields correlate to solve problems that none could have solved on their own. Now, let's see some practical examples in which we see STEM in our lives. So I'll narrow it down to the healthcare system because I'm a radiographer. So when a patient walks into my department to get an X-ray done, we see STEM behind the scenes in the sense that whilst taking the image, science explains how the radiation interacts with the patient's body tissues to produce images. Technology handles the digital image processing parts. Engineers design the systems, that is the X-ray machine or the CT scan machine. And mathematics ensure the accuracy of the exposure settings, the dose calculations, and then the image reconstructions. Now let's bring it down to something we all can relate to. That is our mobile phones. So we all carry a mini STEM lab in our pockets. So when it comes to our phone and how it's manufactured, science explains the whole phone concept, how the batteries in our phone are able to power the phone, how light works on our screen, and even how we are able to make calls with the help of electromagnetic waves. When it comes to technology, it designs the operating system and software apps on our phone. Engineering has to do with the hardware component of the phone, the circuits and the sensors. And then mathematics is the language that brings it all together. So every sound, every video is made possible with the help of mathematics. That is the pixels. Algorithms and encryptions are all made possible with the help of math. So STEM isn't just about AI and robotics. It's something we apply in our daily lives. So now that we've seen how STEM shapes our world, let's talk about the people behind it. They are the STEM professionals, and each STEM professional chooses a STEM career. So what then is a STEM career? So a STEM career is any profession that uses scientific thinking, technological tools, engineering design, or mathematical reasoning to solve real problems. So under STEM, there are four different fields, and under all these fields, there are different careers under that. So under science, we have the doctors, we have psychologists, we have imaging technicians like myself, radiographers and sonographers, we have veterinarians, and a whole lot. The list goes on. Under technology, we also have web developers, we have software developers, we have data analysts, and it goes on. Under engineering, we have chemical engineer, biomedical engineer, we have electronic engineers too. And under mathematics, we have statisticians, we have financial analysts. The list goes on and on. And honestly, I could mention a whole lot of STEM careers, but knowing these STEM careers isn't enough. What really matters is how ready we are to thrive in each of them. So I know most of us make the mistake of waiting until final year to decide what we want to do, but that is not strategic. That is very, very reactive because we live in a world where employers aren't just looking for people with the certificates, but then they are looking for people with the skills, the exposure, and then the connections. So, how then can we be ready? So, to be ready, we need to take note of these five strategies I'm about to talk about. And the first point has to do with building experience early. So, like my colleague said, we have to make use of our internship period. So, whatever field we find ourselves in, be it lab technician, engineers, or radiographers like myself, we need to gain hands-on experience. And sometimes we might want to wait for the perfect internship granted by our school before we start, but then we can willingly decide to volunteer at any facility we think we might learn some valuable skills from. And that will help us gain exposure. And that exposure links me to my second point, that is building connections. I know most of us will say that we don't know a lot of people, but we live in a world that is more about whom you know and who knows you. So we can start building connections from school. So we can connect with our lecturers, our seniors, or past alumni, or even professionals in our field. And those people, when we associate with them, we might learn a lot. They can guide us through our career pathway, and they can even link us to job opportunities. And that reminds me of how I got my first job. So during my clinical internship in level 200, I think I interned at one diagnostic center. It was like 1 month internship. But then afterwards, I linked up with one radiographer who was working there, and I made him aware that if in case there's any job opening, he should let me know. So fast forward, I finished school, I graduated, and I started my national service. And I reached out to him, and he told me about a job opening at one facility. I applied for it, and I got the job. So although I had the certificates, be it first class or second class, knowing him opened a way for me. So it's very important to connect with other people. So let's move on to the third point, that is integration. So this one has to do with applying what we learn be- beyond the classroom. So we shouldn't just focus on our grades, which is important, but then applying what we learn is also very crucial. So, for instance, if you're an engineering student, you can simply find ways of fixing faults at home, probably with electrical gadgets or anything. You can try your hands on it so that you'll be more proactive and not just theoretically based. And the fourth point has to do with learning how to market yourself professionally. So this one has to do with your preparation of CV. So you don't have to wait till you graduate before you prepare a CV. You need to start from school. And then along the way, you can refine your CV. So you can add some academic achievements you've acquired over the years on your CV. And also, you should focus more on your LinkedIn profile. So on your LinkedIn profile, you can upload your achievements. And also, you can also find people in your field on LinkedIn. You can engage with them by commenting on their posts. So, for instance, a radiographer like myself, I can find other radiographers that are internationally known, and I can ask insightful questions on their post. And that also builds your connection as a radiographer. So that is very important. The last but not least point is digital fluency. And when we talk about digital fluency, it means how to use digital tools well. So we live in a technology world. Social media is well known. So beyond social media, you can learn relevant tools like Excel. You can learn how to use Google Sheets, Word, PowerPoint. So all these skills go a long way to make you more competent in the professional world. So for instance, if as a radiographer, if my boss is to ask me to present a list of cases done in a year, well, a person who isn't digitally fluent will just manually count the number of cases done in the month. But if you're a digital fluent person, you can use Excel to make a good statistics. You can even use graphs and also charts to present the data well, showing a variation between the number of cases you did this year and that of last year to see whether there was an increment or a decrement. So that makes you more proactive and more efficient. So these are some action plans I want all of us to take as undergraduates. So before we end the Zoom discussion, you should create a LinkedIn profile if you haven't created one yet. You can also apply for one internship or volunteer program. You can join an online course, Coursera. There are a lot of educational websites you can join, and you can even get a certificate from that. You can reach out to one mentor, someone you look up to, who can guide you in your career pathway. And we should always remember that these small, consistent actions build readiness. So let's look at the big picture. STEM is about impact. It's not just about the careers. And the world need innovative thinkers, not just job speakers. So with our education, proper management, and our knowledge of STEM, we can be future ready leaders. So we shouldn't wait to be useful. We can start with these small steps and be valuable now. So my closing message to us all is that our degree opens the door, but our readiness keeps us inside. Thank you all for listening. And let's all stay curious, stay prepared, and we should not forget to always stay connected. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bridget. That was very informative, very, very informative session. Thank you. Okay, so I'm just gonna say a few things that I took down while she was talking. And then she said STEM is not robotics. Yeah, that was very profound. STEM is everything we do in our daily life. Yeah. And so she talked about as a STEM person, one of the things we should be intentional about is how to solve real life problems. So when you say I'm into STEM or I'm a STEM student or a researcher, we should be intentional about solving real life problem. Also, she talked about build connection. So while you're doing your internship, while you're in school, and while you are doing your research as an undergraduate student, she said build connection. So let's say for instance, you have a lecturer and that probably his course is like your favorite course. Yes, you can actually build like a good relationship with that lecturer. You know, let the lecturer know, oh, this is the path I want to go to, and is there a way you can help me? Is there a way you can mentor me? That way, when that lecturer sees opportunity outside for you to develop your skills, they will always want to put you out there. And she also talked about volunteering. I know the word now, everybody is some persons are very intentional about what they can get in terms of finance. A lot of times some things are not usually money. There are some skills you get while volunteering that can give you opportunities that you would be grateful for life. And then she talked about market yourself professionally. So as a STEM student, you know what you want to do, you know what you want to achieve, you know your long-term goals. So you have to put yourself out there in that light. Bridget, please, can you stop sharing your screen? Thank you. So you know what you want to do professionally. You have to market yourself. You have to make yourself visible in that light. Also, she talked about digital fluency. So we all know that technology is gaining ground, and so there are some skills we have to, like be familiar with things like Excel, data analysis. These are things that we want to, be intentional about knowing, having knowledge on as a STEM student. And also, she talked about create LinkedIn profile. So while you're still in school, you're not so young to have a LinkedIn profile. You can open a LinkedIn profile. Everything you do in school, you're volunteering, working in the lab. These are pictures that you can put to show that you're actually doing something. Because in the long run, when you're presenting on CV or when you were applying for putting in for that application, and then they want to see what you've been doing. And it's that LinkedIn profile that they want to reference on to say, okay, let's see what this person has been doing. So it's very important that we are intentional about these things. LinkedIn profile, that's very important. And she also talked about getting a mentor, where as a student, you know what you want to do. You already have that plan. Oh, I want to be a doctor, or I want to be a researcher, or I want to be a radiographer. You have to, picture yourself in that light and then look out for persons that can actually help you accomplish that dream, because I can tell you no information is wasted, right? So every information you get from a mentor can actually help you in the long run. Also, she also talked about looking out for the big picture. Yes, as a student, right? You don't have to look at yourself small. Always look at the big picture. Always look at what you want to do in the long run, and then picture yourself in your future. Yes, she talked about that. And then she said degree opens the door, but readiness keeps us inside. That was the last thing she said, which I find very, very profound. Degree opens the door and readiness keeps us inside. And right now we want to invite our third speaker for today. So I'm just going to read her profile briefly, and then she would come up to speak. So our third speaker for today is Sandra Daniel. Sandra Daniel is a seasoned digital marketing and brand development professional with over 6 years of experience helping brands grow, engage, and thrive online. She previously served as a supervisor at a leading digital marketing agency in Lagos, where she led strategic planning, campaign execution, and team management across diverse client portfolios. Currently, Sandra works as an independent digital marketing consultant, partnering with brands across the US, Canada, South Africa, the UK, and Nigeria. Our experience spans B2B, B2C, SaaS, and tech industries, developing tailored strategies that drive visibility, growth, and measurable results. Beyond marketing, Sandra is passionate about youth advocacy, development, and social impact. As a former Peace First Ambassador, Boston, USA, she has led and supported community projects that empowers young people to become change makers in their societies. Through her work in advocacy and community development, she continues to inspire and mentor youths to pursue leadership, innovation, and positive social change. She holds a bachelor degree in business administration and remains committed to learning, collaboration, and driving meaningful impact through creativity and strategy. Miss Sandra Daniels, you have the stage. Thank you.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, we can hear
Everyone.
you, ma'am.
Hello. Yeah, thank you.
Good evening. It's so good to be here with you guys. I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Nkechi, and to your amazing team for putting together this event.
Thank you.
I used to wish that it was like this while I was still an undergraduate, right? But you know, you guys should actually count yourself, worthy to be learning about, the ropes and everything you actually need to do to, be outstanding in the workspace when you eventually get out of school. So quickly, let's just have a icebreaker. Just let me know how you are feeling in the comment section with an emoji. Just let me know generally how you're feeling while I try to share my screen. Can anyone hear me?
Can hear
Yes, we
you.
can.
Yes, we can hear you.
Drop your emoji in the comment section to show how you feel. That's what she said.
Okay. Why are you sad? I think some people are sad. Why are you sad?
They clicked on the wrong emoji. They are happy.
Why do you think so? I'm just trying to make this thing full screen, but I don't know why. Okay. Please let me know if you can still hear me.
Yes,
We
we
can
can hear
hear
you.
you.
We can hear you.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. So if you had one superpower as a student, what would you like to change? Does somebody wants to share with us?
Yeah, can I talk?
Yes, please.
Okay, if I have a superpower, there's a lot of change I'm going to do to curriculum in Nigeria and Africa in education. Yeah.
Okay, do you mind sharing like one thing you'd like to change?
Okay, for instance, most Nigerian university students get to have exposure to thesis writing only when they get to their final year, which should not be, because many people they don't know how to navigate what to do by the time they get to final year. So it should be something that should begin by maybe 200 level. That's where many people are going to start finding interest in the research, because most people don't find interest in the research. Just few people do. And if this kind of thing is done in curriculum where students get to start learning how to conduct research, not just teaching about how to do this or do that, like real research. If students start it early, I know Nigerian university in terms of research output is going to be strong for many
Yeah,
students, and many people
yeah,
wouldn't wait till they graduate to find job. You
yeah.
get.
That's absolutely very, very vital, right? Thank you so much, Christopher. That's actually so important, right? And even aside the research you even spoke about, even like getting opportunities to have experience like real work, and have an idea of what it is, what life would look like when you're out of school, is actually like very important, right? So, and I know that some courses offer like internship and all of that, but I don't think like all courses do that. I think when I was still in school, management sciences, we didn't have, such. So just give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back now. Can you guys hear me? So
Yeah, we can
important.
hear
So
you.
you can actually drop your other options in the comment section, right? I want the class to be like very interactive, right? I don't want to just be one way. So my main goal for this session is that I want to be able to communicate with you guys opportunities and ways you can actually leverage volunteering, internships while you are in school, and how you can actually get those opportunities. So I want it to be very practical. I'm also going to be showing you where you can actually get these opportunities and not just theory, right? So you can actually still drop your what you would like to do if you have its own superpower as an undergraduate, while we just proceed. But thank you so much, Christopher, for your contribution. Okay, so the reality check is that most people tend to wait after school, before they start thinking of, oh, what career paths do I want to take? What is life going to look like now that I'm out of school? But the reality is that you can actually start paving that path right now while you are still in school. It is very possible, and you don't have to wait. I feel like if you even get to wait after you're done with school, it just makes your journey a lot longer, right? But if you get started while you are still in school, everything is a bit more faster. You get more clarity, you know what to do, and you get it done way faster, right? So I have here, degrees don't open doors, but experience opens doors, but experience keeps them open. So I will share my own story as an example, right? So while I was still in the university in my final year, I had joined some organizations because I knew that I wanted to do more. I knew that I just wasn't comfortable with the whole idea of going to class, coming back, reading, all of that. I just felt like there was more I could do. I felt like I could lend my voice to, more pressing issues and all of that. So I joined an organization called YALI, Young African Leaders Initiative. I don't know if anyone knows about that organization. It's a flagship program of Barack Obama, and the aim is to just equip young African leaders. So I joined the organization then, and then we used to have like outreaches. We used to have like meetings, I think twice a month at that time. So we'd go to communities, we'll talk to them about pressing issues. I think one of the topics, one of the things we spoke about the other time was like encouraging people to get their PVCs during election and all of that. So at that time, what that was doing for me was it was helping me build my communication skill, was helping me build my presentation skill, which I did not know. But I felt very fulfilled doing all those things, volunteering my time, learning about social issues and how to approach them from a leadership and youth perspective. So all of those experience helped me a lot. And now fast forward to while I was in my final year, because I joined that organization, I think 200 level. Now fast forward to my final year, I started to think, oh, that normal feeling of, hey, after school, what next? All your village people, all your aunties, your uncle are already asking you, after school, what next? What next? That question can be really terrifying. I know most of you can, agree with that. So I started to think, okay, what next after school? I studied business administration. So I was thinking, okay, what next? What next? What next? So I also joined another organization called SFC. That organization was a professional and a career, organization. It was Student Finance Club. So basically what they do, they share opportunities to students, opportunities that can help you to boost your career, to learn, internships and all of that. So I was part of the community. So on a fateful day, they shared an opportunity on the group chat. FCMB was organizing a program called Flex10. So the idea of the program is they wanted to select. Please let me know if you can hear me. Does it not look like I'm just blabbing?
Yes, we can hear
Yes,
you
we can
clearly.
hear you.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, so they're organizing a program called Flex10. So the idea was that they're going to select 20 to 25 students across different universities in Nigeria, and then they're going to place them in internship with different companies. I think they partnered with about 10 to 12 companies at that time. So they just sent the opportunity to the group chat, and I looked at it, and the criteria was that, oh, if you want to jump on this opportunity, we need to record the video, a 1-minute video telling us why you should, be a part, why you should be selected for this opportunity. And immediately I saw the criteria, I knew that this thing I was going to get it. Why? Because I'd honed my communication skills, I'd honed my presentation skills. I could talk comfortably and conveniently in front of a camera, and it was just very easy for me because I'd been doing that through volunteering. Remember when I said I joined yearly? So I'd been volunteering, I've been speaking, I've been talking. So it was now I was not very used to it. So it was not something that was difficult for me. So immediately I saw that, I knew that, oh, this one is just, I will just eat this one like bread. So I took my roommates, we just did a quick video, and then I posted it. I sent it to them, and that was it. And in less than 3 weeks, I guess, the results were out, and I was the second person selected among 20 graduate students across different universities in Nigeria. So that was how I started my career in digital marketing, in brand management. That was how the whole opportunity opened for me. Until today, I'm still in that career path, and that's how my story literally began, right? So I'm just saying all of this to say that if I had not joined the Young African Leaders Initiative, I had not volunteered my time with them so I didn't even join to build my skill. Then I just joined because I wanted to just be part of something that was not academic. I wanted to just lend my voice to something, just be a help, a source of inspiration to something else that is just different from academics, right? But doing that, I didn't know that I was building something in me that gave me an opportunity that literally changed my life, right? So in essence, I'm just trying to say that even when you volunteer your time and you feel like, oh, I'm doing this thing for free, I'm not getting money, trust me, you're getting experience, and that experience, you cannot trade it for anything in this whole world. You can't trade your experience. Once you have an experience, it stays with you for life, right? So let me come back to my slide. So I've shared my story. So now employees will ask you, what have you done? Even if so that's why I see like job opportunity, they'll say, oh, we're looking for graduates with 4 years experience and all of that. And people will just laugh and say, are you looking for a graduate with 4 years of experience or 5 years of experience? How do you want them to even have such experience? But the truth is, even if you don't have such experience, you must just have a value that you are bringing to the table, something that stands you out from the public or your peers, because the job market is really crazy. I can't even lie to you, like it is so competitive. So you need to have something that stands you out, a unique selling point. It could be something so simple as your communication skill, your teamwork, how you are punctual, how you always show up. You just need to build something in you that you know that it would add value to wherever you find yourself, right? That's something I always tell every undergraduate. Just have a value that you can contribute to anywhere that you find yourself. So, and your university days is actually the safest time to explore and build. You can try a lot of things. You can try different things. Nobody is going to, hold you by your neck when you fail. Not academic failure, but you get what I'm saying. So it's a free time to explore different things, different career paths. You have time, right? It's not now that, everyone is so busy, right? I know how NK was following up on me back to back just to make sure that I am here this evening, because it's been crazy. Like, I've had like a very crazy week. But yeah, the time that I had in university, I don't have that time right now. And that is something you guys have. You have the time to explore, to learn, and to do amazing things. And I think I have just 15 minutes. Please, NK, keep me in track. How many more minutes do I have? Let me not finish the time. Can you hear me? Can anyone still hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
hear
we
you.
can.
Yes,
Okay, okay, yeah. So I wrote something. I said the real world rewards people who start early. No matter how cliche this thing sounds, it's very real, right? So imagine you knew what you knew now 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Trust me, your life will not remain the same thing. I also take myself, for example, if I knew what I know now, if I even know what I know now, well, in what, October, if I know what I know now in January, there would have been a lot of difference, between that time and now. And that is just the truth. Starting early, getting knowledge early, it's so, so, so important. All right. Okay, so let me move to the next slide. Okay, so mindset shift. So every student, from student to emerging professionals, how do you make that shift from just being a student to, someone who has potential to, be a professional in their career path or in their field? So you need to know that you're not just a student, you are a brand in training. So you need to have that mindset shift. So I feel like, and I'm a strong believer that every change, every transformation you see out there, first starts from your mindset shift. You need to be able to sit down, talk to yourself, have the proper mindset regarding what you are doing. Don't say that, oh, nobody has done it before, so I cannot do it. Oh, this one. You need to be able to tell yourself that you can do this, right? You can be able to pair volunteering, internship, or whatever with the coursework that you are doing. It is very, very, very possible. You just need to be able to expand your mind to, accommodate all of that. So every project, role, or event builds your story. I remember then, while I was still in uni, I'd always go for events. There was a time I packed literally all my roommates. I stayed in the school hostel then. I packed everybody in the room. I said, let's go for this event, right? Because I've been attending events. I know the transformation it has been doing, in my life. Sorry, someone wants to say something. Is someone saying something?
No, please go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So I've been attending. Just tell me like what time I should end. Just maybe ping me on WhatsApp so I can just be conscious of the time. So I've seen the transformation like these events have had in my life. So I was like, you know what, all of you, my roommates, you're going to follow me to this particular event, right? Because what that does for you is exposes your mind. I remember while I was in my final year, I had an exam like Monday. I traveled on Saturday to Abuja by road. We spent over like 11, 12 hours on the road going for that event. I think it was yearly Young African Leaders Initiative Mandela Washington program, one program like that. So went on Saturday by road, came back on Sunday night. I was literally on the road Sunday night, came back to school, I think 10, 11. And that was like the most craziest decision I've ever made in my entire life. And I had exam the next morning because I just knew the type of exposure my mind will have. So when I got to that event, I knew what I saw. I knew what it did to my mind. I saw young people having like achievements, saying, oh, I've done this, I've done that. I'm like, oh, wow. So seeing all those things made me believe that I can actually do these things too. It's possible. So you're having all those, when you have speakers come speak, you have them as mirrors, you have them as, a symbol of possibility that, oh, if it's possible for them, it's going to be possible for me as well. I remember when I was still in uni, when I go for events and speakers are talking, I'll be like, will this ever be me? Will I ever have this opportunity? Will I ever be able to build myself to the point where I can actually have the capacity to talk to people? But look at me today. I'm doing that, right? So it just tells you that opportunities are very, very, very endless. So you need to adopt a growth mindset. You need to learn, you need to experiment, and you need to repeat. Very important, have a growth mindset. Okay. Okay, I'm still waiting for your message. All right, so here I have building experience on campus. So experience starts where you are basically, and I've created like organizations that you can actually join to start building. So like I said, I'm not just going to come here and talk theory. I want to give you practical where you can actually get these opportunities and you can start it like ASAP, right? So you can maybe take a snapshot of this page or something, and then you can check out these organizations. So we have ISEC. I don't know if most of you have heard of ISEC. We have JCI. We have Yali that I mentioned. I think they would still have like campuses. They would still have like campus meetups and all of that. We have Leap Africa, we have Google Developer Student Club. We just have lots of organizations, but this is just like a few of the ones that I think you can actually check out. So you can take a snapshot, a screen grab, and then take a look at them later. So benefits of all these organization, it helps you build your teamwork skill. It helps you build your communication is so important, right? So you can have a brilliant idea, but if you are not able to communicate it in a way that people will understand, you are what? Or you're on your own, literally. So you need to be able to hone all these skills. And it's good to read books and do all of that, take courses, but you need like a physical or actual community where you can put into practice the things that you have been learning. And that's what these organizations will do for you, right? They help you to put all the things you know, even if you know nothing. When you join, you start participating in activities, you start going for outreaches, you start going for meetups, you'll be able to practicalize the skills that you need. So it's so important to, be a part of these organizations. Okay. Let's move forward. Okay, so another thing I like to say is learn and build online. Use the internet to your advantage. I know people would like to say it now that you can literally do anything with the power of the internet right now, because there are a lot of, please ignore my background noise, please. So yeah, like I was saying, you can literally do so much with the power of internet because there's so much information online, right? There's a lot of things you can do now that there is AI, there is lots of emerging things. So there's nothing you want to do right now that information is not there. Unlike before where information is just enclosed to, a particular place. Now everything is online. So you need to be able to leverage, all of this opportunity. When I was still like upcoming in my career, I took like lots of courses. I used to leverage Coursera then. Even when I could not even afford these courses, I would do financial aid application. I think they still do it right now. So you can still just apply for a financial aid and then they'll give you those courses for free. So you don't have to even pay a dime on that. So take courses on Coursera, get the certification, right? You need to be able to learn, even if we say, oh, just theory, but it's somehow you actually need to know the theory, right? The theory is what will make you, when you are speaking, when you are talking, people will feel like, oh, they know, this person knows what they are doing, right? So you are using the right lingo, you're using the right terminologies, you're using the right things, you're expressing yourself in the way that you should, right? So don't play with courses. If you can't afford courses, like I said, you can leverage on financial aid. Coursera does that. You can also look for like free courses. You can do YouTube, but make sure that your learning is structured in a way that you are learning everything you should about a particular subject matter. So another thing is to engage with professionals and mentors online. There are a lot of people out there that are so open to mentoring people, younger people, right? Because of the things that they've gone through. That's why the reason why I'm also open to speaking with young people, because of my own personal journey. I know how mentorship, looking at people who have gone ahead of me, has changed my life significantly. So every opportunity that I have, I'm always looking forward to social impact. I'm always looking forward to talking with young people. Earlier last year, I was an ambassador for Peace First. Peace First is a global youth-led organization for young people, and I organized an economic empowerment training for young people in Lagos. We had like over 30 amazing people there at Cafe One Yaba. They came together, we spoke. I mean, stuff like that just gives me a lot of fulfillment. So there are a lot of people you can actually reach out to online that, oh, I see that you are good in this career path, and I'm trying to start my career in this. I'm looking for mentors. You can maybe not mentorship, because I think some people might be saying, oh, I don't have that time to commit, but yeah, can you just help me, pull me through this ABCD? I know XYZ, can you put me through this, right? A lot of people, I personally have reached out to people. I mean, I want to apply for something, I just go and look for past winners. When I see the past winners, I send them a connection on LinkedIn, I send them a message that, oh, I saw that you won this last year, congratulations, I'm also looking forward to applying for this year. Would you be open to reviewing my application? Blah 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 blah. And trust me, they would reply. These are people that are not even in Nigeria, people that are in US, UK, that I don't even know their daddy, they don't know my daddy, right? But they will reply me, and then that is it kicks off from there. So people are really open to helping other people more than you can actually imagine, right? So Don't be scared to actually try to people to ask for professional help. So top learning platforms, I know you already know this, but I'm also going to mention it because what they say about repetition again is important because it sticks. So Coursera, I spoke about financial aid. There's LinkedIn Learning. You can try the 30 days free trial. Yeah, 30 days free trial. You can try that. Take as many courses as you can, on that. There's Google Digital Skills for Africa. I think they've changed their name now, or it used to be like Google Garage, right? And then it changed, but Google has lots of skills that you can actually learn. I mean, I took some courses back then as well. There's Udemy, there's YouTube Learning. Just my boss then used to say that if you want to learn a skill or anything, before you jump to like pay for a course, make sure you've exhausted all the free platforms first. That way you know that you're actually ready, right? Oh my God, my battery is low. Plug this in. Okay. So that way you know that you are actually, ready, and just gauge your preparation and all of that. So let me move to the next slide. Okay, so I spoke about organizations that you can learn in terms of volunteering. So now I'm talking about internship platforms, right? These platforms, most of them I've used them. For example, Acadium, which is the first one. I think I use this one to like gain actual internship experience. So how Acadium works basically is an app, so you can download it. You can also check it out. You can take a snapshot of this page as well, so you can check them out later. So Acadium is a platform where they match you to mentors, basically business owners, right? So they have business owners on the platform from every country. So it's an international platform. So you have business owners from different countries in the world, and then you have apprentices. Is it apprentice? Yeah. So that's people who want to, get real world experience. So what they do is that they match you to those business owners, and you get to intern with them for at least, I think, 3 months. Yeah. So I did that as well. So I was matched with one business owner. I think she was in US then, and I interned with her. So what that does is that it just gives you experience. Imagine that's like a very free platform to learn. Imagine you just taking a course on Coursera or Udemy. You need a playing ground. You need to have actual work, right, that you can put on your portfolio or your CV, right? And then you get a platform like Arcadium. You apply, and then you get matched to a business owner, right? It gives you diverse experiences, and you're able to work with brands, with businesses anywhere in the world. So you get to work with them for 3 months. So actually, how they run the platform is that the platform actually gets money from those business owners. So they can pay like maybe $300 for 3 months, right? Which is what they use to maintain their platform, pay their staffs and all of that. And then they get matched with you, who gets those experiences for free and all of that. So it's an amazing platform. I use it and I 100% recommend that. Then there is Catchfire as well. So Catchfire is a skill-based volunteering for non-profits, right? So they have a lot of non-profit organizations on Catchfire. So all you have to do is to go check out different projects that you're interested in, just apply, but you're going to be volunteering with them with your skill. You can do it as long as you want. You get all of those skills, put them on your CV, and actually like create a proper portfolio, right? I think Jobberman, you can also get internship listings, but it's not as it's a bit different from Acadium and how Catchfire work. Those don't just have like internship listing. You also have UN volunteers for people who are interested in like social impact and community development as well. So you can check out World Youth Alliance. You can check out Oasis Africa Youth Foundation if you are interested in youth development or community impact initiatives. Okay, so my next slide is networking and relationships. Networking is your net worth. This is so important, right? Networking, it is very important. I think I got a job when was that? Was it late last year or early this year? Like a contract anyway, and I got that through networking just by attending an event. So attending an event, and I'm always very strategic. So not just attending events, you have to be very strategic. When they're asking questions, raise up your hand, ask question, right? What you're trying to do is you're trying to get attention to yourself. You're trying to get the speakers to look at you. You're trying to get your fellow attendees to look at you, to just register your presence, right? So don't just go for event to make sure that you make a mark. So I was at that event and I just asked a question. Genuinely, I wasn't even looking for anything, sharp. When I asked the question from that connected me to one of the speakers, after the event. And before, on the spot, I got a contract like on the spot. That's to tell you how powerful networking is. and relationships. But of course, you have to have some sort of value, right? So if I don't have any value and I just go ask question, and then maybe if I'm talking to the speaker later on, they see that, oh, this one does not have value, of course I'm not going to get the contract I got. But if I have value, it just makes things a whole lot easier, right? So building authentic connection with your lecturers now that you're in school, people who have who are done with schools, your alumni, even your peers, is so important because it will help you in ways that you never thought about. I've thought about attending events, so it's good that you're even here. I mean, I'm sure that you've heard things that you probably haven't heard before just by attending this webinar this evening. So it's so important. When you see any career fair, online meetups, make sure that you are there. So join professional communities as well. Don't joke with your LinkedIn, especially if you are starting out with your career. Anything that you're learning, post it on LinkedIn. I mean, people have gotten so many opportunities just by sharing what they do on LinkedIn. So join groups as well that they're sharing information that relate to what you're doing. So, like I just wrote here, networking is not begging, it's actually building relationships of value. So that's the key word there, is value. Okay, next slide. So develop soft skills. What the real world actually wants. So I've mentioned that communication is very important, but there are also other key skills that you need to have as a career professional who is just trying to break into the world of work. Oh, I have 5 more minutes. Okay, let me wrap it up. So one is communication. I thought you said I should take my time, Nkechi. All right, so as our communication,
Yeah.
teamwork, yeah, problem solving is so important, right? And when you see a problem, don't run away from it. Try and do your research and see how you can actually solve the problem. Adaptability, emotional intelligence, so important. So your technical skills will get you noticed, but your soft skills will keep you relevant. Very important. So let me just rush so that people will not sleep here today. All right, so this is my last slide. Take action. Start now, start small. So apply for one internship this month. I know this month is over. I've given you platforms you can try, Acadium, go to Catchfire, actually apply. So the beautiful thing is that it's not just about learning, it's about putting what you've learned into practice. That's how you get results, basically, right? So even if you just come here, you learn and you go, your life will not change. The only change will happen when you actually put into practice what you have learned. So volunteer, join a campus project, whatever project, but even if it's an event they're organizing, just volunteer. Oh, I want to be the lead of the social media team, or I want to be a project manager on this particular project. Any opportunity you see, just grab it like your life depends on it, basically. And most important thing, document your process too as well, and make sure you're building in public. Whatever you're doing, share it. Oh, I was the project manager for this, I did this ABC. That's how people get to recognize you for the work that you do, and that's how they get to recommend you for opportunities. All right, so I think that I'm on time. I'm on track with my timing, and this is the end of my presentation. I hope that you learned one or two things, if not more. And my prayer and my hope is that you get to put all these things into practice, and then your life will become even much better and better for it. All right, thank you so much, guys, for having me. It was such a pleasure, and hope to do this some other time again. Thank you, Nkechi. All right, over to you. Bye. Yes, if you have any questions, sorry, please put it in the comment section. I just forgot.
Thank you so much, Sandra. Okay, so the question will come after we are done with all the session. Yeah, so you can just stay online too. Yes, in case you have one addressed to you.
Okay, so what time is the whole thing ending?
We're almost done. Yeah, let's say in the next 15 minutes we should be done. Yeah.
All right,
Thank
no
you so
problem.
much. Thank you. That
All
was
right.
very informative. Thank you so much. So I'm just going to say a few things I took down while Sandra was talking. She said it is faster when you start in school. And yes, that's very true. We happen to attend the same university. And back then, she's always up and doing. So I know her through a family friend who is my namesake. And I'm always seeing her. She's always up and doing. I'm like, where is she always going to? We're not in the same block because we stayed in the hostel together, but she's always up and doing. And yes, I really want to appreciate you, Sandra, because those things I'm seeing the result now. She's really doing well for herself. And yeah. Okay, she also talked about degrees open door, but experience keeps them open. Very profound. And she also said, I have something to start. have something that sells you out. So it could be a teamwork, it could be your communication skills, it could be your selling skills, your ability to solve problems. Those are skills that can actually sell you out, into the big future you have looked in for yourself. She also talked about every transformation starts from a mindset. So we should always have the positive mindset towards everything we are doing. So, like she said, don't say it's not possible. All things are possible. All things are possible if you have the right mindset towards it. If your intention towards that thing is genuine, I think all things are possible. And then she also talked about teaching platforms that can help you. So if you're thinking about, oh, I don't have money to do this, I don't have money to do that, there are some platforms that you can actually learn things for free. So she talked about Coursera, she talked about LinkedIn, she talked about Google, she talked about Udemy, she talked about YouTube learning. I can tell you for free that all these platforms she talked about are platforms that she has explored for herself, and they have actually helped her to gain relevant skill that she's using on her career path today. And then she talked about connecting with professionals. So when we are connecting with professionals, it shouldn't just be about let me ask this person for money. No, you don't connect to people to ask them for money. That's not proper. You know, if you have a goal ahead of you, if you're connecting to professionals, you should because the mentorship they will give to you, the information they will give to you is much more than money, right? So when connecting to professionals, you can actually connect to them for help, connect to them for, no, I don't mean financial help. Like she said, she actually reached out to somebody that helped her reviewed her application. Those are the kind of help you want to reach out to these persons for. And she also talked about connecting to professionals for mentorship. Yes, that's very good also. Yes, she talked about developing soft skills, which I've talked about, communication skills, teamwork, ability to solve problems. These are things that we want to develop in ourselves as individual, even while we are in school. And then she said, take action, apply for internship, volunteer while you're in school. Back then they are always programmed. Like GTP will come to our school to do different things. I'm always seeing her. She's always out there. Yes, always out there. So while you are in school, you're in your department. They are always organizing program, conferences, workshop. Volunteer to do something. And if you pay attention very well, all the speakers have been making emphasis on one thing, which is documenting your progress. The first speaker talked about it, the second speaker talked about it, and now the third speaker has also talked about it. Document your progress, everything you are doing. Create a LinkedIn profile, document every progress you're making while you're in school. Because, a matter of fact, like she said, there's some job application you will see, they will be like, they want 3 years experience, 2 years experience, and then you're just leaving school, you'll be like, are these people okay? Where am I going to see 2 years experience? Where do I want to, like, I just left school, for crying out loud. These are things that they are looking out for. So while you are in school, they expect you to build these things up. So you're applying for a sales job, and then you don't know how to communicate to people. How do you sell? So these are things that they look out for. So thank you very much, Miss Sandra. It was a beautiful session. Thank you so much. So we'll move on to the last speaker for today. And yes, I'll just read his profile briefly before he comes up to speak. Okay, so our next speaker is Mr. Kingsley Chikuma. Kingsley Chikuma is the founder of the Fourth Institute, a youth-led non-profit organization dedicated to transforming Africa by equipping its youth to become active and vibrant citizens leader. Driven by the vision to see Africa thrive through transformational leadership, he designed TFI's innovative decentralized fourth model, a system of small simultaneous learning pods powered by near-peer facilitators. This approach provides, can we all hear me?
Loud and clear.
Oh, thank you very much. Okay. Okay, so I'll just start from where I stopped. This approach provides contextual, Afrocentric leadership education rooted in values and institutional thinking. Under his leadership, TFI has engaged over 17,000 young people across sub-Saharan Africa and built an alumni network of 500 plus transformational leaders, driving change in 28 countries. Wow. Kingsley holds a degree in sociology from the University of Ibadan, where he served as the 60th president of the Faculty of the Social Sciences Student Association. His mantra is that one good leader can make a great difference, and identifying and developing such leaders is a sweet burden he gladly carries. Let's welcome Mr. Chris Chukuma. You have the stage. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nkechi. Good evening, everyone. Good
Good
evening, good
evening.
morning, good afternoon, wherever you're joining in from. I can see Chris's eyes, probably morning there. Thank you very much, Nkechi. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Miss Sandra. Thank you so much, everyone on the call. I first want to apologize for joining in late. We had one of our outreaches here in Abuja. I currently reside in Abuja, and
Mr.
the
Chukuma, are you on the
traffic
call?
was. Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry,
Hello.
maybe it's the net. Okay, maybe it's Nkechi's network. Chris, you
Okay,
can
please,
hear
you
me,
can
right?
go ahead. Yeah, of course.
Okay,
Clear.
okay. Okay, so I was saying, we had an outreach here, and I left quite early because I knew I had to be on this call, but there was traffic, and I really got home late, so I had to join in late after I've not even gotten settled yet, so I'm really sorry. I'm not the type that goes go late to meetings, and yeah, just to comment, I really want to appreciate the last speaker, that's Miss Sandra. She's still on the call. Those things she said when I joined
Mr. Chukuma,
were
you're on the
really
call.
okay. I'm still on the call. Please, you can still hear me, yeah?
Chris, you can go on. I think it's a network.
Okay, okay,
I'm just
okay,
going to reach out and tell her you
okay,
are talking. Yeah.
okay, okay. So yeah, everything Sandra shared, very, very accurate, like very, very spot on, and even the organizations, everything just spot on. And I want to believe I'm talking to some undergraduates in the next just very few minutes I have to speak. And I'm going to be speaking as one that has led a non-profit in the last 5 years and 7 months. And it was a non-profit I started as an undergraduate student in the University of Ibadan. I started it, the Institute, in 2020 because I felt obligated to do something about a situation I saw, which I believe needed to be addressed, because I believe that to build great nations, you don't build great nations without building people. It is people who build great nations. And so I started the Fourth Institute. That's our website. I just sent it to us in the chats. Not completed, but yes, you can get an idea of what we are about. Our social media platforms are at the bottom of that website. I started the Fourth Institute to develop young leaders, again, to build nations. You don't build nations, you build people who build nations. And we started in 2020 with a team of just 20 people, and it's 2025. We've exceeded 500 young leaders across continents of the world, currently over 4 continents of the world right now. And these are not just young people, these are people creating change in their small communities, right? So I say this, whatever I'm saying tonight is from that perspective, from that angle of someone that has built something that has created ownership, right? That has created ownership for young people. Since 2020 till now, we've been purely volunteer led. No one is getting paid, right? Every single one of our team members, we've had a lot of team members across different countries, right? Every single one of them are volunteers, every single one of them. And I've seen how just volunteering for the Fourth Institute has opened doors. It can be scholarships, it can be opportunity, job opportunities, it can just be any kind of opportunity you can imagine just by just by volunteering at the Fort Institute. So it's very, very important, like very, very important. And we do not volunteer for volunteering's sake, right? We volunteer because we want to create some social good. We want to create ownership. I tell my leaders a lot. I tell them what I'm doing at the Fort Institute is not a Kingsley's thing. I'm trying to build an institution that outlives Kingsley. It's it's a thing for everybody. Chris is a leader at the Fort, right? Chris did not join the Fort because it was Kingsley's thing. He saw that okay, this is something that has to do with leadership crisis on the continent, and he's passionate about it. He joined, and he has been so active since he joined, right? And he has taken ownership of the whole project. He's currently our deputy director for our research center. He has taken ownership of that project. So that is what volunteering gives you. It's not just about, oh, I need to add this experience on my CV. And it's very important we know that, because if we do not clarify why we are volunteering for something at the very beginning, we are going to get burnt out, because it's very easy to volunteer for hundreds of stuff. So easy, right? So easy. If you're not defined, if your volunteering experience is not defined, it's very easy to just jump in and volunteer every single place. That is not the way it works, right? That is not the way it works. You need to have a target. For example, I am in the leadership development space. I can't go and do something, maybe a volunteer project in the music space. Now, this is my bias, right? It doesn't have to be agreed by or agreed with, right? This is my bias. But I believe that if you're volunteering, it should be specific to your own future, to your own industry. And of course, humans are not static. I can be in one industry today and pivot to another industry. But as you grow, it follows that your volunteering experiences also grows as well. So again, I have seen a lot of doors open to people who volunteer. A lot of doors. Sandra shared some of our own. Even Nkechi gave some testimonies about how she used to volunteer on campus. And you're very lucky if you're in 100 level, 200 level, 300 level. You have the time. If you're in 400 level, you might not have so much time, but you can start. You can always start somewhere. I have a lot of classmates that they're regretting in their final year that they didn't volunteer for anything. And again, volunteering does not just aid the organization you volunteer with. It helps you develop skills. Interestingly, it helps you develop skills you do not know you're developing. For example, please, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you. For example, if Chris currently works with a team of over 7 of our leaders, and if Chris was not a great person at teamwork or team building, I mean, just one message can scatter a whole team. Just one message can scatter a whole team. If I assign a task to Chris, deliver on this, and he just sends a very wrong message, or he does not have cultural intelligence to understand that the people who he's talking to are not just Yoruba people, because he's from the West. I'm Igbo. If he does not have cultural intelligence to communicate with me properly as a Togolese, as a Tanzanian, as a Ugandan, because these are where our leaders are from, the group is going to get scattered. People are not going to like him. They are going to complain to me that, oh, Chris is not a team leader. He's not a good team leader, right? You are building competences. For example, we have an event director. She's building competency of negotiation. We want to rent a hall, and she was able to slash it down by 50%. That's negotiation. And some of these skills, again, the interesting thing is that you do not know you're building them, but these are competencies that begin to show up over time. So aside adding this as a add-on on your CVs, you're building competencies, and that is where leadership now comes in. You must understand leadership to the extent at which you're able to lead yourself first. Leadership itself is not about just leading other people, and that is the misconception we have often had, that oh, leadership is about just leading other people. No, leadership itself is about leading yourself first. Leadership is about leading yourself first, and you begin to develop these competencies. Of course, if you're lucky enough, you'll be in positions to lead other people. If you're lucky enough on campus are held several leadership roles. And I was lucky enough. But if I was not lucky enough to lead other people, I would have still led myself all the same. So it follows that you cannot lead other people properly if you're not first a good leader to yourself. Socrates said, "Man, know thyself." So you become self-aware through leadership. And the more you lead, I tell my leaders, the more you take on responsibilities to lead, the more you become a more responsible leader. So as undergraduates, as graduates, because no one is exempt from leadership, as graduates, as professors, as doctors, you're not exempt from leadership. You're going to lead at one particular point in your life or the other. How are you going to lead? How are you going to lead? That leadership comes from these competencies you're building. Currently, we have our fifth. We have two programs, two flagship programs at the Fort Institute. We call one the leadership development courses. The other one is called the building outstanding leaders and teams. Now, the leadership development courses has under it a basic leadership development course that runs for 3 months, and we are currently having more than 800 leaders that were admitted into the course across 38 countries of the world, right? And not of the world of because we are just dealing with Africans in at the fort, just African nationalities. Now, these leaders, more than 100 of them in teams, carried out projects in their different communities. Chris knows about this. They carried out different, amazing, mind-blowing projects, raising money in less than 2 months. These guys have raised money that monies that are like just mind-blowing to myself and my team. In Uganda, in Togo, in Tanzania, in Niger, in the US, in the UK, because there are for Africans everywhere, right? So that is how you build competencies. And for some of these leaders, that is the first hand experience they would get to something as tangible as creating impact in their community. The task was simple: find a local problem, solve it. You have time constraints because time constraints make you innovative enough. I have 1 week to deliver on a project. How am I going to think critically to deliver that project? Who am I going to talk to? Who knows someone that knows someone that knows someone that I can talk to? So, constraints drive innovation, and those are the kind of competencies you build with real life leadership experiences. So leadership itself is not something that I just teach. I don't teach leadership. At the fort, we don't teach leadership. We practice leadership. It's something that you have to do on the go. It's on the go. I can take you to the river. I can't force you to drink water. The same way I can teach you leadership. I can't force you to be a leader. You have to take steps to becoming a leader. You have to do things. You have to do things. You have to do things as a leader. So I really charge us this night as I begin to wrap up. I really want to charge us. All the speakers that have come before me have said a lot, right? They have said a whole lot of stuff. There's something called the triangular relapse pattern. It's where you hear things like this, very, very nice stuff. You take the screenshots and everything. You search out the website, and it looks so good. 24 hours, you are CI. 1 week, you're CI. Then the next 2 weeks, you've forgotten everything you've learned. That's a triangular relapse pattern. I don't want us to fall victim of the triangular relapse pattern. After this call, the screenshots you've taken, go back to them. The organizations that Sandra recommended. I was not here for the other speakers, and again, my apologies, but I'm very definitely they've said really amazing stuff and recommendations. So you don't want to just relent. You want to search out these organizations. You want to see organizations where you can volunteer for. You don't have to start your own non-profit, please. You don't have to start. You don't have to. You can be so fulfilled. You can be so fulfilled. Our deputy director has been so fulfilled just being a deputy director under this vision, right? You don't have to start a non-profit. Of course, if you want to start, very, very good. It's not an easy journey, I will tell you firsthand, but it's very, very good. But you don't have to start a non-profit. You can co-labor with someone. You can take ownership of someone's own non-profit as well, right? So I really wish us the best. And again, I really want us to be better leaders because the future depends on it. The future depends on our being better leaders. The future depends on our being great volunteers. The future depends on our being perfect citizen leaders. We are not going to be perfect, but we are going to get near perfection. So thank you very much. I really appreciate again, Chris, for the opportunity to share tonight. Thank you so much, Nkechi, as well, for always reaching out. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Chris. Over. Nkechi, over. You can hear me.
Thank you so much. That was very informative. Thank you. Like you said, take advantage of volunteering, take advantage of internship, take advantage of every opportunity you have to, be a part of the solution, not the problem. Thank you so much, Mr. Chukuma. And right now, we would invite our host, Christopher Oloshoke, to, give his speech. Thank you so much. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. It's so mind-blowing to hear our speakers give a lot of information, and I believe this is just beyond undergraduates level, but many of those informations are life transforming, I must say, and I'm a testimony to a lot of things that has been shared here today. And thank you, Mr. Cyril. Thank you, Miss Bridget. Thank you, Miss Sandra. Thank you, Mr. Kingsley, my honorable leader in leadership. And everyone have said a bit of what they can deposit. Just, I believe this is just a bit, because if we give them an hour each, I know they are going to still keep talking about things undergraduate need to put together for them to be career-wise prepared. And at the same time, leadership-wise prepared, like Mr. Kingsley said. So before I round up everything, I would like Mr. Kingsley to still have like maybe 2 minutes of him letting us know about the upcoming training at TFI, because I believe many students, not just Nigerian, even in other African country and across the world, are taking these what's it called, organization trainings as one of the place where they can leverage their skills. And even if you have skills and you don't know how to like maximize it, I know TFI is one of the organization I can always recommend to anyone. So I'll give him like 2 minutes for him to let us know what are the upcoming program, because I was expecting that he's going to talk about that. What are the upcoming program on TFI that people, undergraduate most especially, because whatever TFI have taught or is teaching people today is relevant to career preparedness, which is what we are all listening to today. So Mr. Kingsley, please still have 2 minutes to talk about that so that everyone that want to join can join. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very much for that opportunity to share. So, like I mentioned earlier, we have our leadership development courses, and I'm proud to say this is one of the most innovative courses in the world. It might not be so well known now, but trust me, in the next 10 years, it's going to be a new global standard for leadership formation. So it's called the Basic Leadership Development course, where we can have we call them this decentralized force, where you can have 15 classes going on concurrently at the same time across like in a single day, right? In a single time frame, we have 15 facilitators facilitating, and we leverage the near peer model where the persons teaching you are not experts that you cannot relate with. Some of us, I had scary lecturers on campus. Some of us are the same. You can't relate with them. They are not smiling. I mean, if you want to ask questions, they will tell you to put down your hand. That is not the kind of peer model we operate with. So we have near peer model, we have that's our pedagogy, and then we have decentralized thoughts. Really, decentralized thoughts is for the facilitators to meet you where you are. When you have a very large class, more than 1,300 people apply just for the fifth. Okay, can you hear me, Chris? I was muted. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I was saying we had more than 2,000 applicants this year. We've had more than 2,000 applicants this year alone, and the fifth cohort currently has more than 800 students. So yeah, we have the sixth cohort coming up, and I sent the wait list to the charts. So you can just find the wait list, apply if you're interested. If you're interested in leadership, and everyone should be, every one of us needs education, every education even in leadership development. So if you're interested, I mean, just join the wait list, and when the application commences, you'll be able to apply. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much, Chris, for the opportunity to share. I appreciate you. Over.
Thank you so much for that information, Mr. Kingsley, my honorable leader. And I'm grateful for your presence here. And so am I grateful for the presence of other leaders in person of Mr. Cyril, because I know it's around 6 a.m. at Mr. Cyril end, which is where I am also. Then Miss Bridget and Miss Elizabeth, their time is also in the evening, so they should be preparing to have a resting time for the weekend. So also, Mr. Kingsley, I appreciate the sacrifice, because this is a sacrifice on the part of the speakers, and that is not taken for granted. And your knowledge, the little one you've shared today, is, I believe, is going to help someone in the nearest future, if not immediately. And undergraduates specifically, I believe this program has given you some idea of what you need to know and how you need to do some things before you graduate. And even the fact that African as a continent is requiring a lot of leaders, visionary persons, visionary individuals, researchers, most especially that are innovative in such a way that can push the continent forward. And you know the state of leadership, you know the state of workforce in Africa at present. In some certain area, Africa is lacking. And these are platforms that can prepare your mind ahead to know how to like join the workforce as a solution provider, not as a problem contributor to the continent. So I believe you can always reach out to people that are far ahead of you. If there are issues that you can navigate, you can always reach out to any of our speakers. They are all actively engaged on LinkedIn, most especially. And I remember Mr. Cyril, like virtually all the speaker made mention of using your social platform to sell, market yourself. And that is one of the truths. Like I used to tell people, your certificate is not enough. If you can't provide evidence of what you are doing beyond just the certificate, you are going to see a lot of people doing much better in terms of them marketing those things they do. They don't just do it and keep the certificate in their portfolio or their file. They also project it out. And this also comes with a little bit of ability to have a storytelling skill, because while you are doing all these things, you should be able to also come up with write-up or posts that can like help you express yourself so people can connect to what you're trying to say. So if you say, okay, you've gone for internship, how do you let people know you've gone for internship beyond you just posting pictures? How do you let people know that you have done an experiment during your internship if you're a STEM student beyond just putting picture or just typing? People have to see some things that they are going to be able to resonate with, and at the same time also read your content to know this person is much knowledgeable. So it's beyond you just also doing this. You have to be able to construct what you want to put out so that people can easily grasp. And that is where the training on platform like TFI also comes in, and some of the platform that Miss Sandra also made mention of. So I wouldn't be taking our time. Some of our leaders are here in person of Mr. Jacob Leonard, Mr. Benson, some of our analysts that have worked with us in the past and are part of our team, like Mrs. Ibukun Atta and Mr. Izu Chinedu, Mr. Richmond. These are some of our experts that are here today that have also been important in the progress of this organization. And I believe they also would have one or two things they are going to be putting out through this training. I will not be wasting our time. So I'm just going to give opportunity for one or two questions from the participants before we call it a day, because the time is fast spent, and most especially our leaders, our speakers have some other things to do. So one or two questions from the audience, and this is going to be anchored by Ms. Elizabeth. Yeah, two questions, max. And if there's no question, we can go directly to end the program. You can do that, Ms. Elizabeth.
Okay, so if you have a question, please just kindly unmute and speak. Thank you. Do we have any question? Any question, please? Okay, in the absence of none, we can just call it a day. Yeah. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. I think basically everything everyone said, the speakers, most especially, I think they are well explanatory. And beside that, this training is going to be posted on our YouTube platform. You can always go back and like listen to everything that has been said here today so that you can get those pointers that you are that are unable to be shared on the chat box. And then to end this program, I'm going to be appreciating all speakers once again. I'm going to be appreciating the leadership of B.khrease Academic Consult. I'm going to also appreciate TFI, which has also been doing a great job, and other organizations I'm not going to be able to mention. And most especially our collaborating organization, which is IBMT, Institute of Bioinformatics and Molecular Therapeutics, where people are also trained, because I'm also like a team member in IBMT too. So beyond just being a founder of B.khrease Academic Consult, I'm also a learner. I'm also a student under TFI. So it's not just taking the leadership position, the ability for you to also learn and get from others so that you can implement these things you are learning. So when I'm in TFI, when it comes to program, I'm a learner, I'm a teacher. I'm not really a teacher per se, but I'm a facilitator in the program, which Mr. Kingsley has said. But when it comes to TFI, I'm also a student like everyone. So we have to also have this consciousness that when we go to do things, we must be ready to learn, which is what we are preaching in this career webinar program. And in the absence of no question, I would want to say thank you all for joining. You can follow our social media platforms, social media links on LinkedIn. We are actively present there. You can follow us on uh, Facebook. You can follow us on TikTok. So those are the three platforms where we are currently active. And you can also follow TFI, the Fourth Institute, on Instagram. They are on Instagram, they are on LinkedIn, they are on Facebook, if I'm correct, and they are on Twitter. So we can also check out this platform. They are doing very great job. And I'm going to always recommend students, most especially if you don't know what you want to do, come there, you will know it. By the time you finish the basic development course, by the time you spend 3 months, your brain will open up and you start seeing things you are supposed to do and how you are going to do it. And in fact, it is such structured in a way that you can readily assess leaders, facilitator in TFI. So it's not the one you are going to be taught. At the end of the day, you go with what you have learned and you just forget. If you want to access any of our leaders, it's freely open. So this platform is one of the platform that you cannot necessarily get like any other leadership platform. So thank you, Mr. Kingsley. Thank you, everyone, once again. And thank you to our leaders, our team members that are also present in this program. And you can always, everything you've learned here, I would also admonish you, please take up your social media platform and post them on the WhatsApp group where every of our audience are. I'm going to be sharing some of the pictures from this training there so that we can take whichever one we want. Whatever you have learned from this training, you can put it online so that everyone can also maybe prepare their mind for opportunities that will come next time for trainings like this. This is Career Prospect Webinar 1. We will see possibly next year. God bless you and have a wonderful day. Good night. Bye.
One, good night.